Welcome to season 2 of Where Passion Meets Purpose. I'm your host, Jen Mentasana. Each week, I sit down with entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and trailblazers who share their raw, real stories of perseverance, resilience, and building a life and business with impact. We talk about everything from entrepreneurship and family to purpose and living fully. My goal is to inspire you to start that dream, push through the hard seasons, and wake up every single day ready to live the life you were born to live with passion and purpose. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you all had an amazing holiday. If you celebrate Christmas, by the time this episode airs, it will be the day after Christmas. And if you celebrate Hanukkah or any other holiday this time of year, happy holidays to you. I am so grateful that you have been on this journey with me, listening to every episode each week that it comes out and just supporting this growth of this podcast and all of the episodes and the guests that I have on, because I am truly passionate about bringing you amazing content and just stories about people who have persevered or started a business or overcome something incredible. And I'm so grateful to all of you who continue to listen to this show and share it so that we can continue to grow and keep it going. So on that note, I just wanted to, this won't be my last episode before the end of the year, but I just wanted to wrap up 2025 by saying, I know for a lot of us, it was a pretty challenging year. I had a fabulous get together with a bunch of female entrepreneurs at our restaurant in Redondo Beach last week, the Thrive Brunch. For those of you who were there, know it was an amazing day and morning, connecting and just sharing all of our wins and challenges of 2025 and setting intentions for 2026. It was a great morning. And one of the things that really resonated with me was how much people had overcome in 2025 and how much kind of sludging through the mud we had all been doing. And so many people excited about shedding what is 2025 and looking forward to the year of the horse in 2026, which is all about abundance and freedom and letting go of what no longer serves us and really stepping into our power. And so I cannot wait for this new year for you, for everyone who was at the brunch, for everyone that's listening. Let's make 2026 best year yet. And I know it will be for so many of us if you set the intentions from the get-go. So on that note, one of the things that we got to do at the brunch last week was we all picked a word for 2026. And this is something I've been doing for a few years now, instead of setting New Year's resolutions, because New Year's resolutions, while well-intentioned for sure, and if you're setting resolutions every year and you're, setting those intentions and you're going after those things and you're sticking with them, amazing. Keep doing that because that works for you. I know for me, one of the things about New Year's resolutions is because it wasn't really grounded in purpose or in a really strong why I want the thing that I'm setting an intention for, or resolution for, I would often, get to February and be like, well, I didn't stick with that one this year. I'm pretty good about sticking to the commitments that I make to myself, but often we set goals for ourselves and we set resolutions that aren't really rooted in what we truly want for ourselves. And so it's about really thinking and getting clear on what it is that you want and why you want that thing, why you're setting that resolution. Okay, so maybe it's my New Year's resolution is to stop drinking 3 days a week, and you want to really maybe do a dry January. Great. That's an amazing resolution. But let's get to the why. Okay. Is it because you want to feel healthier? Is it because you want to be more productive in your work schedule? Is it because you just want to be more present in your life? There are a lot of reasons why we choose to do the things we do. And so it's getting really clear and grounded in the why of that thing that we're choosing to do. And so I like to pick a word that is going to carry me through all the way through the year, and not just something that I want to accomplish the first month of the year or the first 2 months of the year, but really something that's going to set the tone for the entire year. And I can build off of that. So in 2025, my year of the word was thrive. And as I shared in the brunch, and I think I even shared at the Thrive South Bay event, the word thrive, when I chose it, was just a personal word for me that I really wanted to feel like I was thriving in my life, not just surviving. Because from most of you who've heard our story about our restaurant business, we really were in survival mode for several years after the pandemic and even before that, actually. And so I was tired of just surviving. And so I chose a word that was going to resonate with how I wanted to feel. And so that word was thrive. Now, when I set the tone and I said that word, and I committed to that word, all of a sudden that word took on a life of its own, meaning that I launched a mastermind called Live, Love, and Thrive. Corey and I launched our Thrive South Bay event. We did an event in March of last year called Feel to Thrive with Samantha and Ashley, which was amazing. And many of you were there for that. Thrive has really taken on a life of its own. And now we have a whole Thrive South Bay movement. And we're going to be sharing in the coming weeks, a lot of the events and things that we're going to be doing in our Thrive South Bay movement. But it's going to be an amazing community of entrepreneurs and women who are just really ready to thrive in life. Not just, we're done surviving. We're done just getting by. We're now thriving, not just in our businesses, in our personal lives, in our marriages, in our relationships, in our friendships, with our health. So this is really a movement that we are creating, and we want you guys to be a part of it. So thrive really did take on a word and a meaning all in and of itself in 2025. And I'm so proud of that. And we will continue to carry thrive through us. And that's the great thing about, our word of the year. It continues to live on because once you choose it and you embody it, it becomes part of you and it becomes part of everything that you're doing. So the word that I chose for this year, and we had so many amazing words that we chose at the brunch last week. Everyone got to stand up and say their word of the year and also the thing they were most proud of in 2025. My word was impact, and my word is impact for 2026. And for me, that word has so much meaning, and I'm already beginning to take it on because everything that I do and choose to do going forward is going to be about making an impact. Whether that be in my speaking or in my coaching business or with my family or my kids' lives, with clients that I'm working with, making an impact in their lives, not just stepping in and helping them, but actually making a huge impact. That is my goal for 2026. And so as I'm sharing this with you now, I'd love for you to take some time over the next few days before, January 1st and really think hard about what you want your word of the year to be. It's fine if you pick resolutions too. We all have, 1 year I picked quitting smoking back in, it's been 20 plus years now, almost 30 years actually. I smoked socially and I was just tired of it. And I decided that it was something that was no longer serving me in my life. And New Year's Eve, I took that cigarette, put it out on the curb. I'll never forget I was at my best friend's, Leslie's and Jolie's condos. We lived next to each other. And I took that cigarette out and I put it out. It was like, I don't know, 11:35 or 11:45 before midnight on New Year's Day. And I put that cigarette out and I said, I'm done. I am done. And I am never going to smoke a cigarette again. And I didn't. And I really committed and stuck to that one. So that was a good one. So if you have something like that you are really committed to doing, absolutely do it and stick to it. Do whatever it takes to commit to it first, day by day, and then week by week. And just keep track of your success. Every time you want to pick up a cigarette or every time you want to have that sip of alcohol or every time you want to do that thing that you don't want to do anymore, think about how far you've come in committing to it. Even if it's day 5 and 6, look back and say, I've done this for 5 days. I can do one more. And then do one more. It's just one day at a time. And that's all it really takes is sticking to the commitments that you make for yourself one day at a time. So going back to my word impact, sticking with that every single day and saying, what am I doing today to make an impact? If I choose the word impact for the year, that means I have to choose it every single day. So what does that look like for me? And literally break it down. Take this next week between Christmas and New Year's to get quiet, go on walks, really take this time to set intentions, choose your word and what that word really means to you, and then embody that word. Try doing that for the first 5 days before the new year even starts? What does it look like to make an impact? Okay, so if I'm walking out in nature and I'm thinking about the word impact, what could I do in this moment to make an impact? Well, I could choose to get out my phone and text someone and tell someone that I care about them and why I love them so much and what makes them such an amazing friend. I could do that. That would make an impact. Taking little steps towards your big goals every single day is what's going to get you there. So I really want you to take this week and get quiet and think about what you want this time next year to look like. Imagine it's the end of 2026. It's December 27th of 2026. What has happened this year? What have you accomplished this year that was on your list of things that you wanted to do, but have been putting it to the side? What is that one goal that you had been setting for yourself over and over again that you keep putting on the back burner? Maybe that's the thing that you want to accomplish this year. And if it's something that you feel overwhelmed by, break it down into small little steps. Say, what's one thing I can do every single month to get towards that goal? Let's say I'm coming up with easy things that are typical things that people do, like losing 10 pounds. Okay, what do I need to do realistically to lose 10 pounds if that's my goal? Maybe cut out sugar. So every single day, I'm going to focus on cutting out sugar until that I can check that box and say, I've pretty much cut out sugar out of my diet. Okay, amazing. Now let's see if I've lost any weight. Okay, maybe it's going to the gym one extra time a week, or going on one extra walk a week, or going and doing strength training once a week. Maybe I haven't done that before. What's one thing I can add in every week or two to get to that goal of the 10 pounds? You don't have to look at this like this huge, overwhelming thing right out of the gate. Just pick baby steps as you go forward and build on those baby steps. And that's what creates confidence. That is the thing that gets you to stick to the commitments you make to yourself over the course of an entire year, is doing it day by day, week by week, month by month. So that is my goal for you. This next 7 days is taking the time to really go inward, connect with yourself, your intuition, and ask yourself, what is this time next year going to look like for me? I have no doubt that if you really make the commitment to doing this for yourself, you will be so proud of the accomplishments and the results that you have by the end of next year. And I'm not promising that your life will be perfect or amazing and that all your dreams will come true. What I am saying is it's going to look a hell of a lot better if you do stick to the commitments that you make for yourself. If you do get connected with your intentions, with your why, with that one word, you're going to get to the end of 2026 and be like, wow, I did it. I am so proud of myself. And that is what I want you to feel like every single year, year after year. Because if you keep operating this way, your life, your everything, your relationships will be amazing because you're focusing on them with intention and with connection and with your higher power coming through you of what you truly want. When we make choices that are kind of as like a reactionary choice to something that's coming at us, we don't make choices from a place of our higher power, our connection to our intuition. And when we make choices that are reactionary, we don't always choose what we truly want. We choose what we think we need in the moment or what someone else needs from us in that moment. And it's super important to get connected to your higher power so that you know what it is that you want and you're making intentional decisions and conscious decisions about your day and how you want to live your life versus reacting to things. If you don't set intentions, and I always say you got to have a plan. If you don't have a plan, how do you know where you're going? If you're just reacting to life as it comes at you, you really have no control. Now, we all know that control is an illusion and we can't control what happens to us in our lives, but we can control our intentions of how we choose to show up, how we choose to be intentional about our relationships and our commitments to ourselves and to our families and to our friendships. We can choose how we want to show up. That we can control. And it starts with getting intentional and connecting with our intuition and our higher power. So this is my little message to you for this holiday season, for this next week, before we hit the ground running in January. I know it's going to be an amazing year. I can't wait to connect with you in the new year. And I cannot wait to bring you so many more amazing guests that are going to inspire you and help you learn and grow and evolve to be the greatest version of yourself. I cannot wait for 2026. Pick your year and hit me up on Instagram and let me know what you chose. Let me DM me in the little messages. Hey, I listened to your podcast and I chose this word. And I would love to connect with you that way and find out why you chose that word. And we'll kind of have a little dialogue about that. I would absolutely love to do that. So reach out to me and I will definitely have another episode coming out. But if I don't get to connect with you beforehand, have a great new year. And I can't wait to see all the amazing things you're going to do in 2026. Thanks for listening. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you found this episode beneficial. And if you feel compelled to do so, share it with a friend who might benefit too. And don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Reach out to me anytime on my website at jenmentasana.com.